waiting for the muse to kiss you, for the stars to align, or for your skin to, for once, not have any pimples before you film your first YouTube video is an endeavor that is as fruitless as it is endless. There is no perfect moment, there is no perfect partner, there is no perfect painting, no perfect life decision. If you wait for something to be perfect, you're gonna wait forever. This is my first video, and of course I wanted it to be perfect, and so I waited 7 years to film and upload it. 7 years of doubting myself, of talking myself down, of wasting my precious lifetime with excuses, just to in the end come to the realization that it won't be perfect anyway, and it doesn't have to be. You have to start somewhere, and it will be a mess, and that's fine, because you will eventually grow into it anyway. But you cannot grow into something that you haven't even started in the first place. You can just grow when you expose yourself to whatever it is that you want to grow into. So here's my first absolutely imperfect video in which I just wanted to say hi and let you know who I am and what kind of story I want to tell you. Stories, plural. So hi, my name is Zora. I was born in Berlin in 1988, hence my accent. And I always thought I was destined to become a zookeeper, shoveling horse droppings and feeding said horse to the wolves when they die. True story. But instead, a series of coincidences led me down an artistic path that just so happened. And I would just bravely take every new challenge and make something out of it. I taught myself a myriad of things throughout my still short life, and most of the time I struggled hard while doing so. But I always felt like it was absolutely worth it, and I would like to share it with you. I would like to share the wisdom that I found and still find along the way. I would like to talk about my strongest professions, which are drawing, painting, and since 2 years, tattooing. I want to talk about how you can absolutely be your own teacher for any of these things, if done so deliberately and with brutal honesty towards yourself. But I also want to raise your awareness towards doing so in a non-destructive way. I want you to get a hang of introspection and maybe even utilize meditation and philosophy to your advantage. Two things that accompany me since quite a while and that I can't really think about living without anymore. And again, my knowledge towards any of those things is not perfect and it never will be because we never stop learning. But I already figured out a lot, and I like to think that I can already tell a story or two about how to not completely get lost with any of those things. I'm 35 years old today. I worked for the German Opera in Berlin. I worked on a bunch of movie sets. I immigrated to Canada in my mid-20s. I worked as a concept artist for video games, as a barkeeper, as a book translator. I taught myself how to paint in oils, how to play several instruments, how to snowboard, how to tattoo, and I constantly work on my mental and physical health while doing so. And not surprisingly, I still don't feel fully competent in any of those fields, except for one thing. I do feel very competent in starting from scratch, in completely putting aside something that hasn't worked out for me, no matter how much time and effort I already put into it, and to start something new, no matter how much that actually scares me. I feel very competent in not getting too demotivated by rough patches and in getting over setbacks without succumbing to apathy and surrender, and in making the absolute best of what I have. And I had ADHD and I had severe burnout and I was bullied in school. I was a complete outsider most of my life actually. I was overweight I was also unfortunately left alone by my family at a very young age. But I never let those outside circumstances dictate my future. I will never give up on my career development, on my health, and on my relationship towards myself and the people around me. For me, the fact that I'm alive and healthy is quite mind-boggling, actually. And I know that I owe it to myself and to the world to make very good use of that. What good means still needs to be determined, but I will figure it out one step at a time. And it's that wholesomeness and determination that I would like to bring to you, that zest for life. And I will always do so from my own perspective as an incredibly curious visual artist who always tries to see beyond what she knows and likes to get out of her comfort zone and try new things. So stay tuned. In my first actual video, I would like to talk about the region beta paradox and what my divorce has to do with that. And until then, I would love for you to stay curious about your environment, to ask questions, to learn something new, because I think you owe it to yourself to grow and to become the best version that you have the potential to be. Have a good rest of your local daytime and see you soon. Now, actually, the stars do align today. We have a total solar eclipse coming up in less than 2 hours. But better day to start something big.